The spirit of service that is underpinned by sacrifice and sincerity. And that has been the energy behind these huge and monumental contributions that the Hizmet is making. Service, professional service that was. Hizmet, exhibit is an indication of. My name is Sheikh Armiyawo Shaibu. I'm currently the regional manager of Islamic Education Unit in Ghana. I also act as the spokesperson of the eminent national chief Imam. Also, I also do some regular program on the television, weekly Friday program. I'm also an Imam, Imam Khatib in the Dar-es-Salam Mosque here in Accra. The most significant is the influence on the mind and on the heart. And you read most of Fethullah Gulen's books, it talks more about matters that has to do with the purity of the mind and the purity of the heart. And these two components of our life are the most important areas that connect us with God, that purifies our life and make us live a life that connects with the purpose of God. Yeah. And so on that plane, that is the most significant thing that I will mention. Building the human beings and infusing in them the purity of the spirit and the purity of the mind. Ethical morality, excellence in morality, and the progress of life. But the other significant thing is the infusing in the members the spirit of service. The spirit of service that is underpinned by sacrifice and sincerity. And that has been the energy behind these huge and monumental contributions that the Hizmet is making. Sincerity is the fuel that keeps aflame. That keeps aflame the service that is being provided. Keeps on keeping them going on. And so from that, they receive the inspiration to be able to move. I sometimes find myself wondering, what is it that will bring somebody from far away Turkey, traversing all the difficulties in a journey, to arrive in a country that he has never known anybody there before, with no friend, no relative, just arriving in a country only just because he wants to offer some service and give hope to the people. It's incredible. What is the philosophy? Two, what is the spirit? And what is it that keeps that spirit burning still? Yeah. And I think these are, when we talk of the significant contributions of Hoja Effendi Fethullah Gulen, then these are the major things. Definitely, if Islam is about life, and that life is also characterized by goodness to humanity, showing compassion to the needy, bringing relief to the distressed, society, working in the interest of promoting peace in the world, guaranteeing security, for bringing about happiness to human communities, respecting human rights of people, and so on and so forth. Now, if these things are things that we can associate with the Hizmet, then definitely we must see Hizmet as one of the very important, gifts of God, to us here in Ghana, and also across the world, because the Hizmet network, is not in Ghana alone, but as far as I have been informed, in fact, it can be found on almost every continent, of the world. Islamic organizations that are probably being resourced from outside the country, those who provide the resources do not come to Ghana themselves and live with the people. But the interesting thing about Hizmet is that you find the Hizmet members themselves traveling far away and coming to live with the people, bonding with the people, inspiring and giving support. In fact, in terms of ethics and morality, particularly the ethics, the sense of courtesy and sense of respect, shown to local people is incredible. It's incredible. There are other areas where you go and probably just because of your color, you may not be respected. But among the members of the Hizmet, you'll be surprised, how, even as local people here, we are so respected. In terms of approach, I was just mentioning that the members of the Hizmet are able to travel and touch base with the local people, touch them, show them respect, give them hope, live with them, understand them within the context of their own culture, and so on and so forth, meaning that they bring to bear the Islamic principle of the universality of the humankind, regardless of our colors and those things. But we Ghanaian Muslims have a lot to learn, as the professional manner, with the good planning that they use, the sacrifice that they try to exhibit in doing all those things, are things that, for me, if all Muslim organizations will learn and adopt, we will definitely rise up to meet the standard of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as he mentioned in the Quran, you are the best among all humankind. And once Allah has mentioned that you are the best, it means a certain standard has been established, but manifestation of that comes from us. And I see in Hizmet a certain process that, if adopted, will lead us to hit that expectation to become the best or the most excellent among human communities. What the Hizmet has come to do is further strengthen the already existing interfaith harmony in our country. And that is a major contribution, because firming and deepening interfaith dialogue and harmony means contributing to peace that we need in our country. And I would want to encourage the Hizmet to continue to do that. My hope is that, going beyond the borders of Ghana, Hizmet should be able to organize a bigger interfaith international conference that brings people from across the sub-region, from Nigeria, from Togo, from Ivory Coast, and so on. And I have a bigger vision that even from this level, we should go beyond and make it continental. That in the whole of Africa, there must come a time where Hizmet will be able to organize a more an African continental conference, of interfaith. Charity is the means by by which God makes his attribute of compassion manifest and available to man. And he does so by choosing certain people who become the agents of this kind of divine attribute of compassion. I am sure that the charity activity that's undertaken by Hizmet has been inspired by this kind of understanding through Hoja Effendi Fethullah Gulen, who has inspired this kind of charity comes from love, and so on and so forth. And charity also takes the form of certain services that one renders. And that is why you can find the various domains of services that, particularly in the area where people are in from the very horrible difficulties of life, areas where there have been disasters, people have been affected by disasters, people have been affected by wars, people have been maimed, people have become so hopeless in their lives, they cannot find a relief, they cannot find hope. The only means by which we can restore them to hope is when we reach out to such people and touch them, give them a touch of love and a touch of hope. You know, virtues, come in different forms and in different domains of life. Yeah. And every virtue is so important and significant. And so the Prophet, remember one of the things, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, one of the things he said, وَلَا تَحْكِرَنَّ مِنَ الْمَعْرُوفِ شَيْئًا وَلَوْ أَنْ تَلْقَى أَخَاكَ بِوَجْهٍ طَلِيقٍ. That do not undervalue any modicum of virtue or goodness that you undertake, even if it means meeting your brother with a cheerful face. Yeah. Meeting him with cheerful face may not be material, but that the kind of energy that it sends out touches uplifting that person from his state or level of hopelessness to a level, of having hope. And I believe that is exactly what the Hizmet is doing. So during Eid al-Adha, for example, they look at areas where there is so much poverty and they reach out to people and give them hope and happiness to be able to do that. They distribute food items to areas where there is hunger, to areas where there is war, people have become so displaced, people who have been injured as a result of war, they need certain health services. These are the things that add meaning to any religious life. Indeed, religion devoid of service like this is meaningless. Religion devoid of compassion and love is meaningless. And I think that what the Hizmet is doing is to give it a sense of how service can give meaning to religion, so that it can become comprehensive, or it becomes so complete.